NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. WNBT, New York.
Good morning. I'm Will Thomas from the National Broadcasting Company with breaking news from the Allied Forces headquarters in London. It is 12:41 a.m., June 6, 1944. Allied forces have sailed across the English Channel. After 3 years of planning, the Allied forces have landed in Normandy, France, for Operation Overlord, as our soldiers are calling it. We've heard from General Eisenhower. Ed?
Lowell, I spoke to General Eisenhower from the Situation Room minutes ago. The troops number 156,000 strong, carrying over 100 pounds of equipment on their backs. They're strong and determined. This will be a battle.
Thank you, Ed. America, D-Day is upon us. Stay tuned for more breaking news.
WNBT, New York. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. WNBT, New York.
Good morning. I'm Will Thomas, and it's 3:30 a.m. on June 6, 1944. More breaking news from Normandy, France. Paratroopers from the Allied forces have landed in Normandy. Ed?
Thanks, Lowell. Don Stackhouse, our correspondent in Saint-Mary-Iglesie, France, reports that the 82nd and 101st Airborne are dropping 13,000 paratroopers throughout northern France. The U.S. forces are sure prepared. The landing was a tactical success. The Germans could not be expecting this. Don will feed us reports as they become available, but he was told to take cover immediately.
Ed, did Don give you any idea as to what went into the decision to attack today?
Yes, Lowell, he did. Apparently they were waiting for clear weather across the English Channel. These seas can get rough crossing the channel.
Well, that's all the news to report now. We'll be back with updates as they come across the wire. This is Lowell Thomas, and this is NBC News.
WNBT, New York. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. WNBT, New York.
Hello, this is Lowell Thomas, and this is NBC News. It's 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In America, you are waking up to D-Day. We have more breaking news to report. The Allied forces have successfully taken the beaches of Normandy, France. Thousands are reported dead, and the fighting has been fierce. As we close out with some historical footage from D-Day.
1944, and the greatest armada in military history is assembled in England for an assault on Hitler's fortress Europe. For this long-awaited D-Day, the Allies have assembled 12,000 planes to protect a surface force of 4,000 ships, all under the supreme command of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who has British General Montgomery at his side. The Allied forces have nearly 3 million troops trained for the assault, and British and U.S. planes bomb the French coast around the clock, dropping 9,000 tons of explosives during a few hours before the landings. An awesome force of 1,000 planes and gliders thrusts deep into France to drop men of the U.S. 101st and 82nd Airborne and the British 6th. Their might darkens the skies over Normandy. Have complete control of the air and cover the surface forces as Allied troops pile into landing craft, hit the coast from Cherbourg to Le Havre. As they prepare to move in, 500 warships lay down a withering barrage. Troops move in aboard LCTs and LSTs, and it's the beginning of the end for Hitler's dreams of world conquest. German resistance proves less than was feared, and wave after wave hits the beach. Casualties were heavy in those early hours, but the Allies were on their way to Berlin. A stupendous attack on the fortified coast split the German high command. General Rommel wanted to move his forces to the beaches, but Rundstedt wanted to wait until the Allies moved inland. When they finally decided on action, it was too late. The beachhead had been firmly established. Less than a year later, General Eisenhower had Germany's unconditional surrender. D-Day will stand in history as one of the greatest military feats of all time. The determination of free men to triumph over tyranny rose to new heights on the beaches of Normandy.
That concludes our broadcast. We will continue coverage at our normal evening news report. I'm Lowell Thomas from the National Broadcasting Company.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.